Robinson, we are live.
You are not street enough to do that with your hands. Anyone on the podcast listening now is like, what was he doing?
I really worked hard on that after last week.
Colin Manford, we are live. At least we're not trying to be French this week with our live as well. So well done, you.
Yeah,
well done.
It was a tough one to listen back to.
I listened to it and I was like, what did you just say?
I have no idea.
Bless you, Colin. Bless you.
And more importantly, look at the new set.
I know. We're growing, aren't we? We're growing. Oh, I thought you were looking at my Costa coffee cup and my mug. Hello. Just branded. But we're a bit branded, aren't we, at the moment?
At the Hard Rock Cafe.
Nice banners. Nice banners, Col.
Thank you very much. I picked them up in Ashton-under-Lyne.
Yes, my friend Graham Campbell from Minuteman Press did them for us, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
You met Graham, didn't you?
I did.
Was he happy?
Graham. He was very happy, actually.
Was he?
Yeah, and he said it's the. He goes, Colin, that's the biggest QR code I've ever seen. Thank you very much.
Graham, just to give you a bit of an insight, he's normally quite miserable. No, he's not. He's lovely, but he plays the miserable grump, but he's lovely.
He's one of us. He was.
Is he watching?
He is watching.
Right, we've done it now. Graham, you've had your shout out, so there you go. But thank you for our banners. Yeah, top of the show.
Speaking of which, how's your week been?
Do you know what? I've had a great week. I'll talk about my week in a minute. We'll do a quick travel update.
Yes.
I'm not getting nothing for Shaps yet. I want to start calling him Shit Show Shaps.
Shit Show Shaps.
But I feel like I'll get that wrong if I say it too many times.
Yeah.
Shit Show Shaps.
So he's not shapped on anyone else this week?
Well, he will have. I've just not picked up on it. I'll tell you why I haven't picked up on it in a minute because I've been busy. But something in travel news this week is teletext holidays. Not a friend of your normal travel agent. You know, the online cheaper, it's never actually the price from when you click on it and all that. And by the time you get to the end, you've paid double the amount, but the psychology and, you know, we all know how that works. They've had to promise that they will pay, wait for this, 7 million, I'm going to say that again, £7 million in refunds.
Teletext?
Yeah, teletext holidays. It's holidays, you know, it's not just teletext. It's not like, they've not gone back to the 80s and like realise that teletext is not what the internet is now. It's CFAX, God, look at you. Let me read this out then. So they've got to do refunds, but some clients might still have to wait till August. Now, just to put this in context, I've not got anyone with an outstanding refund needed from last year. No one. Everyone's had the money back. Everyone's changed. Everyone's done what they've done. I'm not a massive organisation. I'm a fabulous organisation.
Yes, you are.
Hello. But these guys, yeah. So basically, people who had bookings cancelled between July 2020, so nearly a year ago, and where's the other one? July 2020. They won't be refunded till the 30th of June this year.
Wow.
So that money's been held for a year. Not necessarily by teletext. There'll be a little bit of complication, but still. People August to October last year won't get it till the end of July, and people November through to May this year won't get it till the end of August. And this is only on a promise at the moment. But listen to this, it's made me laugh. Probably the geeky travel agent in me, you're probably like, that's not funny. But it says, in a statement, teletext said, "We are pleased that a successful conclusion has been reached with the CMA in regards to the processing of refunds for our customers who have had their package holidays cancelled due to COVID-19, no responsibility taken for the money. Further details for the refund timescales and processes that we'll be embarking on published on our website the 28th of May. I bet they're pleased that there's been an outcome for their customers. Yeah. You just think, why have they not been arguing for the money? Every other travel company has been arguing with airlines, hotels, whoever they've needed to get the money back. And teletext now, a year later, are pleased that there's an outcome. You're like, we'll salute them.
Good.
Let's salute teletext for that.
Good news.
So for me, it's just an example of why you should use a person and not a button on a computer.
There we go.
There we go. Because people like me fight for people like you. Maybe not you, but people that pay for holidays and stuff, you know. I didn't want you to get the wrong idea with I'll fight for you, Colin. I'll fight for you.
I'll fight for you too.
Yeah. So speaking of holidays, I've been on holiday this week. I have. Look at the tan that I got in Preston.
The Irish tan.
The Irish tan, yeah. Well, this is me tanned. I went to Ribby Hall.
Nice.
Only an hour away. Went with my friend her little boys and my little boy. They lived their best life for 3 days and they're still there. What a great place it was, though. Really nice. Yeah. If you'd have asked me to go to like a caravan park, you can do cottages and stuff. If you'd have asked me to do that 12 months ago, I'd have been like, no, unless I get on a plane, I'm not on holiday. It's not for me. I like it, you know, but it's
we
not.
Used to have a gig there.
Oh, did you?
Manford's
Oh, yeah,
Comedy
because they
Club,
had a club. Yeah, so I'll tell you about the club in a minute. But yeah, it was really good. We did the usual British beach holiday thing. We went to the beach.
No.
It was freezing. When I say freezing, we had to find a concrete post to sit in front of to stop the wind from taking the children. But we did it. The kids made a sandcastle. My friend, I won't name you, Jen, she won't be listening. She'll be doing something far better with a dancing duck or something. She was like, the tide is not coming in. I was like, the tide's coming in. I was praying. I was like, if there's a god of tides, which I'm sure there is in some kind of ancient thing, I was praying for this tide to come in. And I got one of the kids to put a line in the sand. See, it's like I was a scout at one point. Can girls be scouts?
Beavers.
Don't be ridiculous.
It's a real thing. It's beavers.
I know it's a real thing, but you're not saying it for the real thing. Yeah, you're not saying it for the real thing, are you? No.
Okay.
Look me in the eye. No. So draw a line in the sand and the water went over it. I was like, quick, let's go. Brilliant. Best thing that ever happened to me. Yeah, it was freezing, like Baltic. Then one of the upsides to going away during the pandemic, the COVID queues. There's no such thing as queues. So we're in the water bit, Auto Park. Straight on and off the slides, no queuing, no kids freezing, and all that kind of stuff. So loved the limited capacity, all over that. But the highlight for me was the evening entertainment, right? And I'm not putting any shade on this. See me now, I'm going all like downtown Harlem. Putting any shade on this, it was great for what it was, but I'm a little bit of a feminist. I won't say I'm too much of a feminist, we've all got our roles. But there was a duck, Dizzy the duck, right? Beautiful duck. Probably a bloke in a costume, who knows? I won't tell you what I described it to you as, right?
It was very funny.
It was very funny, yeah, for a nighttime show. It's more Hayden's show, that. So Dizzy the duck, on Dizzy the duck's costume, a D on one breast, a D on the other.
Nice.
Double D, Dizzy, right?
D.
So that gave me and my friend a bit of a laugh. One for the dads, that definitely. But there was a point where the DJ, who's DJing the night for the kids, doing all the wig wham bam and all that kind of stuff, says, Dizzy's got to go now. Because I'm going to quote Derek the duck. I don't know what Dizzy's husband was called, right? Who knows? Derek, let's go Derek. Derek the duck, she's got to go because Derek's hungry and he needs his tea cooking.
Wow.
I was like, poor old Dizzy. She's out earning the money. She's out entertaining the kids and now she's got to go home and cook his tea. So I was a bit like, Preston's not caught up with the modern day kind of thing. But it made me laugh, and it made me I got in my little box for a minute.
Did you?
Then, yeah, just a little bit. Only with my friend. I would never dare go and say something. But I would say Ribby Hall, kind of get with the times a little bit.
Does need updating, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe have it that Dizzy's, I don't know, got like a paper to write on 20th century feminism with whatever.
Maybe Derek can just order a Papa John's.
Or maybe Derek can actually cook for Dizzy. I don't know,
nice.
we just do something. The lazy, anyway.
You lazy ducks.
So I bet we've had a different week. What's your week been like?
Duck in hell.
Made me slightly nervous.
What have I been doing? So I had the weekend off from gigging. So I joined Jason.
Yes, we had an imposter on our page, didn't we? I'm sat there Friday night. It was Friday, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Playing Comedy's gone live. I was like, has it?
Yeah.
I thought, oh God, Colin, what are you doing? Please don't be in a changing rooms doing
Friday
something.
Night.
Yeah. Yeah. So go on, tell us about that then.
So we went to Liverpool at one of the hands down greatest comedy clubs in this country.
Do you want to give it a name?
So Laughter House Comedy.
Good name.
Which the bar itself is called the Slaughterhouse, so we like to call it the Laughter House. So Paula and Chris Kearns run that. It's just a beautiful little kind of. Not little actually. At the minute, it's got the COVID restrictions. So it's half capacity, but even that, it was just the people of Liverpool.
This was the indoor one, wasn't it?
This was the indoor one, yeah. So we went there, and Jason kind of opened. It was a surprise for the people who were there. They were just paying to see a great lineup. So
when you go to these things, you don't know that you're getting like one of the big arena tour acts.
No, exactly. So that's the thing with the arena tours. So the comedians like the Jasons of the world and the John Bishops. I always use an analogy that they're like boxers. Okay. So whereas we gig all the time, we're in clubs and pubs and everything. Your arena guys, that's a big tour. They have to write a brand new 2-hour show every
2 hours. I'm gone. We're loud on that.
And so what they do is when they write the stuff, they have to show that they've got to practice it. And they can't practice straight on tour. So they actually show up to your local clubs. So that's why I've always say, I mean, you should be supporting your local clubs anyway. Yeah. But the beauty of it is you're paying £5, £10, whatever you are.
And you're getting Jason Manford for the night.
And someone just rocks up. And it's so raw and kind of just notepad and paper.
Is that what that white thing was in his hand? Oh, so he's actually got does he have his notes on there?
He wrote some of them jokes that day.
No.
So we were in the car and we were going through some of the notes and stuff like that.
How scary is that? What if he falls on his backside, or is that part of it?
That's part of it, because you need to know whether it's funny or not. And Jason made the great point of, that's the thing with Liverpool, they'll let you know. So if you get laughs in Liverpool, you're
all right. Yeah.
So we did that, and it was a great moment. And then we went over to Chester at Alexander's.
Okay, that was the outdoor one then, wasn't it?
Which wasn't.
You looked a bit like me on the beach.
Jason didn't know it was outside.
Oh, did he not?
It was a nice surprise when we got
how
there.
The mighty fall sometimes.
Well, it's me. I feel sorry for that. I had to film him so he could make notes. It was raining. It was there was someone behind me with a baby in a pram.
A baby in a pram at a gig.
It was just madness. But he ended up singing Neil Diamond, but with no music, so it was just like very David Brent in The Office.
Oh wow! Is that part of his new show? Or was that just
people were just going, "Sing, Jason, sing." I'm not singing for you, just sing. And then Jason's like, "Oh God!"
Wow, was that good or cringy?
Well, they liked it.
Right. That's Chester for you then, isn't it? But worth
Chester
going. So you would say then, really, if there's local gigs on where you are, get along to them, because you just never know.
Support anyway. I'll always champion that. But you genuinely don't know who you. So Chester, they got Russell Kane opening and Jason Manford closing.
Wow.
In one night, and I think they paid like.
Please tell me Russell Kane took his cat along. I follow him on Instagram. He has a little cat. He has a sling and all sorts.
No, there was a great moment though in the car when Russell and Jason were talking to each other, and I'm just there going, "Oh, this is a bit crazy, isn't it?"
Yeah.
And they're just saying about this. Russell was like, "Oh, just had pictures of," because it was a very narrow driveway to get into the car park. So Russell's like, "I just had these pictures of me there and then you there and the male online picking it up."
That's like a standoff.
Yeah. Kane Manford.
You think is it a bit weird? Well, it's probably not weird for you because he's your brother, but is it a bit weird when like he's got mates that are kind of big names and he's just saying, "Oh, it's Russ."
Yeah, it is crazy.
Does the novelty never leave you?
No, once they start talking, it's that kind of thing of. Because I find it weird when people use my brother's full name. It's Jason Manford.
Yeah, so you wouldn't just say.
Like, if I introduce you to people, it's Lorena.
So you mean at Christmas dinner, your mum doesn't go, "Jason Manford and the family are here,"
Mum does to everyone.
Is she a proper
my
celeb mum?
mum will claim Jason at any point. Do you know what she did once? Was at a funeral.
No.
So, we're at a funeral, and it was my next door neighbour who we grew up with in Pat. She was called, beautiful woman. And so it was at the Southern Cemetery, the crematorium. And it was quite one of these services where they set aside like 5-10 minutes for anyone to get up and say a few words. It was really
okay.
So and that's like these mind blowing moments that suddenly I was watching, and then so her daughter Alison went up and said a few words, and then her grandson got up, and then her best friend got up, and then her work colleague got up, and I was my mind was blown. Went, you don't realise that we are different people.
Yeah, to different people.
Totally different circles. So I said, well, I'm going to go up.
You did?
I'm going to go talk about Pat as a neighbour. She was our next door neighbour. She never had
Sorry, Pat, for laughing at your memory.
But I got a laugh at the
funeral,
yeah. So,
wow.
Well, Pat was a great neighbour because she never had a front garden because she used to let us play football. So it was just mud everywhere. So she was lovely. But then, so as I was getting up, my mum grabbed me and Colin, will you just let him know Jason Manford can't make it tonight? I will fucking not, Sharon. I am not going to name drop.
You've got the better Manford this
evening. I'm not going to name drop
Jason
Jason at a funeral.
Did you, when you didn't get a laugh?
I got the laugh. I got up and said about Pat being one of the best neighbours you could ask for, and then all the other neighbours were at the back. I went, this is a bit awkward now, isn't it, guys? So, I get a laugh at a funeral.
They were like, where's Jason Manford? Who are you? Is that what happened?
Andy Towers used to go to Coach Other Comedy in Wilmslow for years. Mike Newell.
Well, that's good. That shows people do. I think people love comedy. I think people love comedy nights and things like that. So it'd be good, get yourself out there. You never know who's going to be there. We've got one Monday night, which we'll talk more about. When I say we have,
playing comedy. Playing comedy.
We're on the road, aren't we?
We're international now.
We are international. So we're doing this early, but let's do it because it's relevant.
It just come up into conversation, isn't it? So we had following the download in Romania.
Yeah.
So
Hello.
We've still got our fan out in Romania.
Yeah.
He's not downloaded the second episode yet. What are you doing?
Have they not?
No.
Maybe there's a glitch on the podcasts out there. I don't know.
Unless it's just Martin Moore.
Oh yeah.
He's gone out. He's
not. No one's travelling. It's a genuine download.
Genuine download. Yeah. So so we're going to start doing some gigs, aren't we?
And you've got as an international one, haven't you?
Yes, we're going to...
Well, before you do it, he rang me to say, I've got us a gig and it's international. And I was like, okay. He said, I'll cover the expenses. I was like, oh my God, I'm going away. It's happening when we can travel. So I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. It's happening probably 6 months earlier than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then you announced where it was, didn't you?
Yeah, we are leaving England.
Carry on.
We're going to Snowdonia,
Yay!
North
I was
Wales.
like,
We're going to smash it.
Brill. It's not even the far part of Wales.
In a cafe.
Oh, you didn't mention the cafe
No,
bit.
I didn't. I thought
it'll be good. It'll be good. It's good to get
gonna
around.
be a nice gig. So yeah, we're going to. So playing comedy, it's forever evolving, isn't it? We don't know what we're doing next week. So suddenly
we didn't know what we're doing for this show about an hour ago. So as you can maybe tell.
But yeah, so we've got some gigs coming up, haven't we? We're playing comedy in Stratford.
Yep.
At Hive. Which will be every Tuesday from July.
Is that when it starts?
Yep.
Okay.
We might do a special one before the Euros kick off, so that'll be nice.
When do the Euros get? I know nothing about football.
June. In a couple of weeks, yeah. We've also got one in Ramsbottom.
Ramsbottom.
That's going to be now a playing comedy night.
Are you labelling it then?
Yes, we're doing it.
You will label anything, won't you? Even my left breast.
I like
well
your
done,
left
Carl.
breast, yeah.
What's wrong with the right one? Don't answer that. Don't answer it. Carry on.
It's all right.
Carry on. Carry on. Rude. I'm slightly offended for two different reasons there.
Listen, we'll catch up after the show.
No, we won't. Right, come on, carry on.
And Northern Untapped.
Yes.
We're going to return there.
We'll talk about them in a bit because I've got them on my notes. We're going to put them at the end because they deserve their own little spot of what they've been through and what a fabulous bar there are.
So it's probably worth saying then, while we're talking about playing comedy nights, if anyone does have a venue and would like a comedy night in, we're more than happy to accommodate.
We'll even go over the border.
Yes,
as Colin will probably make it sound like we're going to Mauritius, and then we're going to.
It's on the way.
Can't think of anywhere beginning with M that's over the border. Far away, yeah. Right in
somewhere. Morecambe first, and then Mauritius.
Morecambe's a great place. Cold, but it's great.
Yeah.
So you've been very kind this week, I would say.
Well, I sent you a present.
You did send me
When people go on holiday, I like to send them presents. Yeah. And you were going with your little boy, who I know now.
You do. So and you said, I'm sending you something that you can read together because our love of reading, I would say, we're reading this now, we're doing that.
Educational.
And educational. So I was like, thanks, Carl.
He's a very bright young boy.
He is.
Well, something you can do together.
Yeah.
I know it's something that's been on your mind as a mother of a young boy. So.
I'd say not on my mind really, but I'll tell everyone. I put a post on it. I was that kind of horrified. It's a book called Where Willie Went. And there's a picture of a dodgy looking sperm with some dodgy Harry Potter goggles on. I don't know if we can. I don't even know which camera that's on. I'll put it next to our highway rat who we've yet to name.
I
know. It's different. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. My phone is not going to hold that. I didn't know what to do with it, Cole. I'll be honest with you.
You've read it?
I was like, he's 7. Yeah, I've read through it. The first line is, I can't remember the kid's name. It's not a kid. It is
Mr. Brown.
Oh, I should know it. Willie. Willie was a little sperm. I was like, right, well, I ain't opening that for Xander. There we go, because that's going to open a whole Pandora's box. Stop.
Hello.
All the adults in the room didn't laugh at that. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, so you said, have a read of this. It's been on, was it on Mumsnet or something like that? There's some controversy on Facebook about it.
Yeah, there was a great line. It was causing, obviously it was in a public library in the kids section. And,
was it in the kids section?
And this mum was going crazy. But I love them kind of stories because at the end it goes, well, don't worry, we ended up with Paddington stories instead. I went, you shit house. It is graphic.
It's really graphic, but I think it's very age appropriate. I read through it and I thought, do I let Xander read it? What do I do with it? Because I don't really want to have conversations. It doesn't give you a guidance of age. It's kind of, this is for 10-year or for 7-year kind of thing. But it's published in the way that they're kind of the Julia Donaldson books are, all the nice, right, like the Highway Rat, that's a Julia Donaldson one, and it's all that age group, like 5 onwards. So I thought, well, to a parent, that's what you think kind of thing. So I read it and I was like, oh, it's going to open questions. So I thought, I'll leave it on the side and see if he reads it. He turned it to page 1. He went, Willie is a little sperm. And I was like, oh, God, the question is, what's a sperm? Then he turns to the next one and goes, he lived inside Mr. Brown. He went, that's just stupid, and walked off. I was like, phew, bought myself some time there. But should we be, I don't know what age we talk to kids about stuff like that. He's asked me where babies come from and things like that and how they get out.
He is young for that age group. I don't think it's kind of minimal at that point. It'll just be kind of curiosity, if anything else.
And I completely got out of it because I had a section with Anne. So I just said, oh, it was a magic zip. see ya. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, and that was it. Yeah,
I would question it.
I was like, I'm not lying to you, and I don't need to,
Have a snack now.
But these parents that are like, I don't lie to my kids, and I don't think you ever should, but you can over-explain to them really easily. You know, I could have, that Willie is a little sperm, and that could have been a whole conversation in itself. And the fact that he just ignored it, like, he just accepted, and that's what it is, let's move on.
It's a funny one, isn't it? Because I did teacher training. I don't know if I've ever told you
Did
this.
you?
Yeah, but back in the day.
That was...
I only did it for a few months because they didn't invite me back. But that's because we had to do sex education.
Oh, right.
And it is a young age. It's 10 years old they do sex education at school.
Right, is that the curriculum then? Right, okay.
And I remember when I was training to teach, they said to me...
So just that's the year before you go to high school, isn't it? Yeah, okay.
So it's like they went to me, my trainer was kind of going, Colin, if you ever get like an awkward question or a difficult question, ask the child what they think first, see what they know. And I'm like, okay. So I remember this little girl came up to me. She's like, "Sir, how are babies made?"
Oh God!
And I went, "Well, little girl." She had a name. I can't remember now. Though. So I said, "Well, little girl, how do you think babies are made?" And she just looked at me. She went, "Well, when the mummy and daddy are in love, they close their eyes and hold hands and pray really, really hard to God, and God gives them a baby." Isn't that cute? I went, "Wrong, little girl."
Did you?
Yeah, your parents got drunk and fucked. That's what happened.
Colin.
Got disciplinary. I didn't say fucked, but I said.
I wonder why you weren't invited back to that job.
It's probably best I'm not teaching. Sex education's too confusing for me, though. I've never had a good relationship with it because when I was 10 years old, we did a full week of it, and they split us into two groups, boys and girls.
Okay.
Which is logical. You know, we're learning different things, and at the end of the week, they gave us a party bag.
Oh.
It's weird, isn't it? But in the girls' one, there was leaflets and tampons and stuff.
Okay.
That's what you learn. Yeah. And then let's go around to the boys' room now. What do you think's in ours?
They didn't give you condoms, did they?
No, a Kinder Surprise. I'm joking. They go to Kinder Surprise and build your own condom. It's weird.
What? It was a build your own... No, it wasn't. I've been gullible there.
It wasn't a sex education edition. But can you imagine?
Imagine if Kinder did that.
Can you imagine? That's confusing, isn't it?
So what are they saying about the maturity of that brain and that... Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where to go with that. I really don't. Well, there you go. Well, I'd like to know if anybody's read it and if anybody's read it to their children, because we put it on the Facebook page, and in true plain comedy audience fashion, people made comments like, the page is not stuck together, and very funny, but not really very helpful. So we're looking for the sensible crowd. If it's not you, please invite someone. Because we want to know a bit more about it, really, don't we? You know, oh, my friend Graham said I was extremely customer focused, not grumpy, as Colin will confirm. Banners look great.
I can confirm, actually, we had a great time.
He wasn't grumpy, right? Yeah. Okay, he's probably saved it for me.
Yeah.
So, no, he's not. He's lovely. He's lovely. Yeah, so that was my gift this week. You gave me another gift, didn't you, Colin? One that I definitely didn't want. And so we went to, before the show last week, we went to Nando's, didn't we? I didn't even want to go to Nando's. And we had some chicken and all that, and I paid, and then you said, I'll transfer you the money, and you did, didn't you? Which was lovely of you, didn't you? But what you didn't tell me was the reference you were going to put on that. Did you, Colin?
No. Well...
What did you write? Thanks for the tasty breasts. That's what you wrote. Yeah, that's what you wrote. So that's now on my banking.
It was a breast night.
But you also transferred that into
breast
my
therapy
business account. So now my poor accountant is going to see that.
Oh, no.
Luckily, Accounts Direct sponsor this show. Yeah. They sponsor this show so I can explain it to them. And I think, to be fair, I think Stephen will find it quite funny. However, it wasn't appreciated, but it did get me thinking. I was speaking to a few people about different things, about these kind of things. And you said, I've got mates that have done this. So
well, we do it as a family.
Do you?
Jason started it. So Jason would transfer me money one time and use the reference dildo refund.
Oh.
Luckily, I'm not going for a mortgage anytime soon. So.
But was it for that?
No comment.
Right, okay. So we got some examples, didn't we, this week of different things that have been, transfers. Like I was saying, this is going back 20 years or something. I don't know. It was about 4. I've always been a travel agent at heart, because I always used to book all our friends' holidays. We'd always go on group holidays and pay it. And it's back in the days when you could have checks.
Checks.
You know, can you even remember them? So my friend is paying his half. So I'm gone paying all these checks in of like £150. It was, I don't know, like 10 checks or something. On the back of one of them, it said something like, thanks for such a lovely night, sweetheart. Can't wait to see you again. And it said something else I don't even really want to repeat. And the person behind the counter was like, is this a joke? Like, are you sure about this? And I was like, yeah, thinking I told everyone to put the name and address on the back. So, it was just, I don't know why. That's what I just used to do. And then it was only afterwards he held it up to show me. I was mortified. And he went, well, the interesting thing is there's 10 cheques for the same amount of money here. And I was like, it's a holiday. It's a holiday.
It's one of them holidays.
Yeah. So that was my kind of example of that. And never to really trust people until you paid for breasts last week, which was interesting.
I really appreciate it.
It was only 15 quid as well, wasn't it? It was well worth it.
There we go.
So go on, what were your examples? Because I've not...
£15 per breast.
Crack on, come on.
Which is why the left one was my favourite.
I won't go on about it being juicier. Crack on, come on.
So we had a couple more people getting in touch. So we had Rachel. Put my son's dad transferred me money with the reference "thanks for the BJ," which I had to print out and give to my mortgage advisor.
Oh, okay. Would you have to declare that then as income?
Well, so someone came, yeah.
Carry on. No.
This one is actually my favourite. Claire put, my husband transferred money for me for anal bleaching and vagina tightening. He received money for a scrotal uplift. He's since seen the light, though, and changed it to bills and stuff. And this is his reason, this is his quote, is if we ever got divorced, I want to show how much I've contributed to our mortgage and bills.
So not even like the prettying of one's body. Yeah, that's not a word, is it? No.
Like, he's expecting a divorce and he's like, look, this is what I do.
Well, maybe he was hinting at what he'd like, and when she wasn't going for it, he's like, it's not going to last. Not thought about that, have you? So go on, any more?
On this one, there's some that aren't rude.
Really? For you?
So this is Carly. During a family spat, I blocked my sister on WhatsApp and Facebook. A few days later, I went on online banking and she transferred me £1 with unblock me.
So people use it as a communication device. Yeah,
but then it's a more sinister one, actually. Gemma said, replying to Carly, that's funny. My ex did this, but with pennies with nasty messages attached. Ooh. Imaginative, but equally frightening.
Very frightening, but evidential. Wow. So please don't transfer money to me. Dinner's on me tonight.
Really?
I bought you chicken again tonight, didn't I?
Dinner's on you.
Right, let's move on because there's something wrong with you. There really is. No, but they're good. We want more examples of those. There's some funny things, isn't there? And maybe we should have a chat with Stephen and see what he's actually come across in his clients' bank accounts.
Probably, yeah.
His clients are now like, I'd rather you didn't. Yeah, so there you go. So going back to Facebook and everything, because that's obviously our main thing. We put loads of posts and we like to test our posts, don't we, and see what works. Some don't work. No. And they're going, how can you not want to talk about your last meal? But I think that's me with food, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the one that blew up this week was the, poorly describe
what you do for a living.
What you do for a living. Some scary things when you reword what people do.
Yes.
So I'm on the screenshot now.
We're
trying to go paperless, aren't we? We're not doing very good with it. But
Graham said that, Lorraine, don't forget your doctor's note for missing the meeting this morning.
I know. I didn't go this morning. So I do BNI, as you know, as everybody knows. So I talk about it, and I didn't go this morning. I was a bit poorly. I was poorly, Graham. Genuine. Tired. Right. Okay. So anyway, moving on to our post for the poorly describe your job. I've pulled a few of them. Someone's put, now we don't know what these are. We've not had the answer, so I want you to try and guess them right. I answer the phone when there is nobody there, laugh at jokes that make absolutely no sense at all. I tend to a variety of bodily fluids while pretending to have a broken arm and allow my hair to be styled in 20 bobbles at the same time.
She works at Tiger. That's what it sounds like.
I knew. Yeah. It's a bit...
That's an interesting one.
I feel like that'll be something to do with kids. It was the broken arm bit that you're pretending.
Yeah, maybe nursery teacher.
Yeah, I hope so, because otherwise... So, Deb Kidd, let us know. Deb Kidd?
Deb Kidd.
Is she giving us a bit of a... So, Joe Shakespeare, I think this is obviously carrying on with that. It just makes me laugh. She's put, I hold 30 kids hostage for 6.5 hours a day.
Wow. There we go.
But where the parents see it as a babysitting service. So technically, you'll never be prosecuted, true, Joe, yeah. Don't worry. What else have I got? Mark Binmore has put, I watch people, write down observations, then invent a story and include what I've seen. They never know about it. Ooh. And I genuinely don't know what Mark does for a living. And it frightens the hell out of me that he's out there doing this.
That's very frightening.
What could that be? I thought, is he someone like a police officer doing...
Read it again.
Statements.
Read it again.
So I watch people, write down observations, then invent a story and include what I have seen. They never know it's about them.
Unless he's like into improv. As an improv group.
Maybe. But it's the fact that it says invent a story, so actually it can't be something that's evidential, can it?
No, that's...
It's a bit, well, Mark Binmore, we will actually be messaging you because it's got to me, that one. And then Carla Morris has put, I change people's appearance while they sit and tell me things they would only tell their therapist.
That's good.
I know Carla, so I know what she does, but...
That's got to be a hairdresser.
Yeah, she is. And she's brilliant. She's my hairdresser, actually, and she says some of the stuff people say, but I would genuinely love to do a couple of days in a hairdresser's just listening to people's... Because you sat there having your hair done and you hear someone you've never seen before in your life telling you their whole life story.
I get the other way around with mine. My barber's telling me, like, I'm his therapist.
Oh,
He's telling me how during lockdown him and his girlfriend split up, got back together, and then she keeps ringing him.
Does he
and
want you to tell everyone on this?
I don't know. Well,
maybe he'll stop telling you now.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like, dude, like, just cut my hair, please. Let me tell you about my troubles.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could do a job like that because I'd get too invested. I'd be ringing him the next day going, how did that conversation go tonight? Did you take my advice? Did you do that? You know, I'm a bit of a know-it-all when it comes to stuff like that, though. Can sort your relationship out, you know.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know, I'll be in touch.
No, you won't. No, so some really good ones. We had loads. That post went crazy, didn't it?
They're very interesting ones. I like them ones. There's some guesses coming in here as well.
Oh, is there? What are people guessing?
So Fiona guessed comedian.
For Mark?
Must be that last one, yeah. Someone else has put nursery teacher.
Yeah, the nursery teacher's definitely one, isn't it? But it's the one that watching people and...
We need a clarity on that.
Is being a stalker classed as a career?
Well, no, because you need income, don't you?
Is Amanda on? Can you see anything from Amanda?
Yes.
Amanda Reid, right? Yes, so she's a solicitor, a very good solicitor. She might know if that's a legal
Amanda,
job.
Let us know.
Yeah, Amanda, let us know. Is it all right to stalk someone? Is that...
Are we facilitating something we shouldn't right now? We're laughing now, but this guy could be like Kathy Bates in Misery.
To be fair, if he's watching me and writing my week down, brilliant, because my memory is terrible. I'd love to know what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to open some floodgates, isn't it?
There we go. I'll let you know what's been said.
What do you mean?
Conversation we had last night. You were tired. It's fine.
Oh my God! Right, it's gone somewhere I didn't want it to go. So, a week ahead, what have you got on? You're gigging. We said that, haven't we, on Monday?
So back to Ramsbottom Social on Bank Holiday Monday. So
yeah, it's Bank Holiday, isn't it?
With Martin Moore,
and the sun's coming out, which never happens.
The sun is out.
So Martin, for anyone that's listening for the first time tonight or last week, Martin was our guest on week 1 because Martin was what playing comedy is. He's someone who travels the world putting on comedy gigs. He's broke world records. So if no one's seen it, Colin was disgraceful in trying to break a world record for a chocolate orange and failed, fair to say, miserably.
Yeah, but I'm going to go again.
Yeah, and we've also found that a little mouse got in. We have a stock of these now just in case a guest comes on and wants to do. The amount of people that are really cocky, aren't they, with us and go, I could do that, no problem. So we go, oh, look, here you go.
But no one's done it yet, though. Like, even people who
not
watch
even the
show,
mouse did it.
Yeah, like they're going, oh, it's easy now, and it's not, though, is it? And why haven't you tried it?
No, because they seen you nearly pass away live.
My uncle Gary was like, chocolate hangover. And then, yes, it's real.
Yeah, I could tell it was a thing. You looked shocking.
Oh, it was awful.
It was... You are soft, though. So, so Martin was the guest on that show, wasn't it? And he was brilliant, and he's now gigging on Monday. So I'm going to come because I would love to see Martin. I fell in love with him. He was brilliant. He's broke world records. He's been... I don't think there's anywhere he's not been, really, is there? If he's not been, it's not worth going.
Exactly, yeah.
So he's... who else is on the lineup?
Freddie Quinn. So me, Freddie Quinn, and Martin Moore. It's a lovely, intimate gig, so it's really nice. And a lovely couple who own it, because I love these bars that have kind of survived what's happened, so because some nearly didn't. So
okay, cool. And then the other thing is Untapped, which is a bar that you know really well. It's finally allowed to open.
Oh God, yeah.
So we're going to try and support them this weekend as well, aren't we? And maybe try and get down there and say we are, you are, because I don't have a life, I've got a child. But Northern Dun Untapped.
It's child friendly and dog friendly.
It is. They've had a bad time, haven't they? So we're kind of supporting them because they've finally been allowed to be open. So
yes, it's a beautiful bar as well. So I would highly recommend Northern Dun Untapped.
So I suppose the message for this show is go and support your local bars, your events that are going on, and things like that.
Everything, to be honest. I think every industry. That's what we've learned over the last couple of weeks from having that kind of Jill come on the phone and you covering the travel side, I cover entertainment, hospitality, but everyone.
It's just support people, isn't it?
Imagine people like Graham who's got a print business. It's during the pandemic.
Yeah,
that must have been kind of what do we do here? You know, so it's...
So get yourself down, get supporting people, get spending your COVID wrapped up money that you didn't spend then on these new businesses, and have a great week. So I think from us, that's everything, isn't it?
Oh,
it's gone dead fast, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. There's a T-shirt that you won't be able to buy.
Yeah, our unsellable merch.
So thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We want to emphasise this is a podcast, so please go on your podcast platforms and download us. That's what we want, don't we?
We're on Spotify. We're on Amazon Music.
We still can't get an Apple.
We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Podbean, and we have been accepted onto Apple.
We're nearly there,
but we just need to wait for them to approve it fully,
yeah.
And then we're on there.
I think Colin's on a list somewhere, if I'm honest. So we're trying to get to the bottom of that. So we need a good solicitor for that as well. Amanda, get on that.
Register.
Yeah.
Potato. That's what we say. Cool. Okay, so we'll wrap here up then, shall we, Lorraine Robinson?
We shall, Colin Manford. Yeah. See, I say your full name. It's not just Jason, is it?
I like it when you say my name.
Stop it. Right, on that note then.
Look me in the eye and say it.
Goodbye, Colin Manford.
Wow, it's a good job I'm sat down. Goodbye, Lorraine Robinson. Yeah. Why did you make it weird at the end?
I didn't make it weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Good night. God bless.
Graham, wrap it up, please.